Welcome everybody to this episode of Nomad Kicks here on Doc Nomad Productions. I'm your host, DA. Hey, got a great show lined up today. We're going to be talking about the Nike Air Flight 89, 1989, baby. 89's a number, another summer. That's an old little line from Public Enemy from the song Fight the Power. Just like we always do, we're going to have some fun. We're going to conduct our deep dives and do all these things related to this shoe. Let's talk about the background of the Nike Air Flight 1989. The Nike Air Flight was released in 1989. In 1989, the shoe was a staple amongst the NBA elite. Players like Shawn Kemp, Reggie Miller, and others rocked the Air Flight 89. The shoe shares the same sole unit as the Air Jordan 4. There was also a high top version as well. All right, so let's go ahead and conduct our deep dive with the Nike Air Flight 1989. Now, the sole unit is similar to the Air Jordan 4, as you can see here. And actually, Michael Jordan, this was supposed to be Michael Jordan's shoe, but the designers end up making a tweak and he ended up wearing the Air Jordan 4 instead of this one. Classic Nike design. Look at the tongue, Nike Air Flight. That's old school right there. Inside the tongue, let me flip it down, Air Flight. They used to have the Nike Air Flight suits that we wore back in the day, back in the 80s. Phenomenal time to be wearing Nikes and track suits and all that. If you look at this part right here, this piece right here, if you look at all these eyelets right here, I've never seen anyone outside of a basketball player utilize all these eyelets. You know, for us folks that were just rocking these on the regular, we didn't utilize these eyelets, but they're really for the basketball because this is a traditional basketball shoe. I actually like this part of the midsole where it converges on to the top of the shoe. And as I mentioned, with these shoestrings, you can pull these shoestrings in and get you some better traction as well. Now you look at the tongue, I mentioned it, the Air Flight tongue, and the throat of the tongue you see is like a mesh type material in there. Traversing over to the back, as you can see, mesh material in the back. Old school Nike Air in the back. Nike Airs is what we used to say. That material right here, nice hard, rubbery, still sturdy, still functional with the air sole unit here. Now, the toe box, traditional toe box. But unlike some other toe boxes of the past, there was no air holes inside of here. It was just regular daggone material, the leather and everything. Beautiful. Up under the toe box, you can see the sole for all that traction. If you look at the sole, traditional Nike sole, look at that. Down at the bottom, Nike, different colors. Every color silhouette, every trim had their own little color scheme. So with this shoe is burgundy, so you had a burgundy up under the sole here. Now this shoe, I'm telling you, it's a great shoe. Basketball shoe. I wore this shoe, and I'll talk about that in nostalgic memories. If you're looking at a comfort level, this shoe is very comfortable. It's very functional, pivoting, curling, cutting, doing all those basketball related moves. This is definitely a great shoe. My only problem with the Air Flight 89, and I mentioned earlier, the Air Flight 89 high tops were my favorite ones, as you can see here. But if you look at this, the low top, I was never a mid type person. We never called them mids, we called them 3/4. I was never really a 3/4 type person. I always liked high top shoes. But you look at this mid, this 3/4 here, it protects your ankle, but not as much as the high top version would, right? But again, just kind of just versing this shoe around. This is another beautiful shoe, another silhouette, a classic silhouette from the days of way back, the Nike Air Flight 89. When they were released, I want to say it was $120. You may have to conduct some additional research to do some fact finding with that, but I believe they were $120. These right here, I paid $85 at the Nike outlet, the local Nike outlet here. And I tell you, I've been chasing these shoes for a minute. They re-released them. They released them. I had a pair back in '89. I had the black and gray ones, as you can see here. But this one here, I chased it Finally got it. Bought these probably about a month, maybe a couple of months ago. Haven't worn them yet. I need to start wearing these. You know, it's starting to get chilly outside, but I gotta get ready to rock these. I gotta find something to wear with it. But again, 1989 Air Flight Nike Air Flight. Great shoe, great shoe. Now, we talk about nostalgic memories. I have so many nostalgic memories. I'm not going to go into all of them, but when I think about this shoe, the Air Flight 89, I think about the summer of 1989. I think about going to middle school, my last year of middle school, and guys were wearing these Air Flight 89s, not this color, because I don't remember this particular trim, this color scheme that was out back then. But nonetheless, guys were wearing these shoes. Basketball players, the athletes is what we call them. Even some of the females are wearing them. It just remind me of a time in middle school rocking shoes. I mean, because I grew up in Detroit, and you know, sadly to say, we judged people on their shoes. We judged people on do they have the latest shoe? Is the shoe clean? You know, is the shoe serviceable? And guys and gals, they would laugh at you, you know, for the poor and unfortunate who didn't have them. You know, back in them days, we did it. I did it all too. But then as I matured, I realized, hey, you shouldn't be laughing at people. But back then, you know, you just, hey, man, I'm just a kid in middle school. And we was rocking these, man. I'm telling you, this bringing back so many memories with this Nike Air Flight 89. The athletes, everybody, all the so-called cool kids that were in my middle school in Detroit, Noble Middle School, they were wearing them. The OGs were wearing them. You had a pair of Flight 89s back in those days. Man, I tell you, the only thing I didn't like about these 3/4 here, I enjoyed the high tops. The high tops were so much better. Now I had a pair of the 3/4, but to me, I enjoyed the high tops so much better. But that's my nostalgic memory. I just think about being a student in Noble Middle School in Detroit, Michigan, seeing all these folks, man, going to Foot Locker trying to buy the Nike Air Flight 89s. I mean, wearing their brothers. When their brother wasn't wearing the Air Flight 89s, they would take them and wear them to school in front like they were their own. But again, this shoe, man, I'm telling you, it's a classic design, a beautiful design. Everything about this shoe I enjoy. I just don't like 3/4. I'm not a low top type guy, even though I have them. I'm more of a high top guy. Now you talk about, that's nostalgic right there. Typical Nike with the big bulky shoes back in those days. And Nike, some of the shoes are comfortable. Like these are very comfortable, but some Nike shoes, they're just, you know, based on style. They look great. The silhouettes look fine. They're functional. But some of them, as far as comfort level, they're horrible. These do not fit in that category. These are very comfortable. Very comfortable. Now, I don't know if I would play basketball in these. I would just rock these on a regular. But even if you play basketball in them, tape up your foot, wear a nice sock with it, and you'll be good to go. The Nike Air Flight 1989. Classic. Hey, that's it for the show today. Thanks for tuning in to Doc Nomad Productions. Hope you got a little something out of it, a little history, a little nostalgic memories. Did a deep dive with it. Hey, thank you for tuning in today. Continue to support this channel. If you enjoyed what you just saw, please like, subscribe, and follow. Tell a family member, tell a friend, share it. Tell everybody about Doc Nomad Productions. I got the Nomad Cast on here. I have Nomad Kicks on here. 2 shows, 1 channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until we meet again, because we know what we say at Doc Nomad Productions, where story time is a pastime. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you.